So we have completed units and left is also completed. So now right and PMs are remaining. So what is right? Repayment of principal. Principal of what? Repayment of principal I have written. Repayment of principal loan. What it is? See, understand. If the loan taken from bank and financial institution for purchasing or construction of a residential house property, then loan repayment principal, the loan repayment amount, if we pay the loan repayment, how the amount goes to the bank is the amount, the actual amount that we have to pay, and a part of interest is added with that amount, actual amount, and the amount and the loan repayment is goes to the bank. It is not like that we are just paying and afterwards we are paying the interest. It is combined together. Sorry, it is combined together, the actual amount that we have to pay in a part. If it is a 12-month loan, the first month, if we have taken 1 lakh rupees at a rate of 12% interest, then on 1 lakh rupees 12% interest is 12,000. So if we are paying back, then each month we have to pay 10,000. If we have taken not 10,000, 1 lakh divided by 12, the whatever the amounts come plus the 12,000 that interest is divided by 12, that is 1,000. The amount and the interest will add it together and it will go to the bank. So the principal amount, the 1 lakh divided by 12, that is the each month's repayment, principal will be allowed as a deduction under chapter 80C. Interest, remember interest, where we have done interest on house property loan. I hope you are remembering something. Deduction under section 24. See, interest will be from income from house property, deduction under section 24, and we get additional deduction at the rate of 30% on NAV, if you remember something. Or should I turn the pages and make you all recall? Wait, I have turned the pages. Interest on loan, standard deduction at the rate of 30% on NAV. I hope this much is clear. So remember, this interest part goes in income from house property. The repayment part, this is the most important part, because you should know where and when you will get the deduction and how to take the deduction. There is a pattern that I have told you. I will teach you in the end of the lecture. I will make a specific video of tax planning, so just don't worry. I hope this is clear. Principal, please copy it down. Repayment of principal. I hope you have copied. So we have completed R. We have completed what? We have completed right now. So what are remaining? Prime Minister. P3 and M is remaining. So let's do with P3. P3 is right over here. P3. P. If we invest in Provident Fund. What is Provident Fund? You'll understand when I'll teach you the salary. Just understand Provident, PF. If you have heard, many of your parents, friend, or many of your elder sisters or brother might be working and they might say, "Arey, PF is cutting from my salary." So what is PF? It's Provident Fund. It is either employee's contribution or it is employee's contribution. Employee can also contribute to PF or employer can also contribute to PF. That I'll teach you in the salary chapter. There you can understand everything about Provident Fund in detail. Right now, for time being, you understand if the employee is contributing, if the expense is done from the employee's pocket, that is employees contribution to specified provident fund and specified provident fund and what is this? Wait, I forgot the R for. Recognized. Sorry. I recall. Recognized provident fund, specified provident fund, and recognized provident fund. P stands for public provident fund. See, provident fund. If you invest in this provident fund, the monthly deduction that are going from your pocket, that will be allowed as deduction under section 80C under chapter 6A. If provident fund you are investing, public provident fund, then deposit deduction under this head. Means if you deposit in public provident fund, then deduction you will get under this 80C. But if interest is received If interest is received, then income from other sources, exemption under section 1011. I hope we have done this. I've already thought behind. I'm not going back and showing you again. Post office time deposit. If you invest in the post office time deposit scheme, then the amount invested in the post office time deposit scheme will be allowed as a deduction under section 80C under chapter 6A. I hope this part is clear. Please write P3s. This much small it is. I hope this is done. P3 is done. Now we are remaining with just M. A single minister is remaining. M stands for mutual funds. If you invest in mutual fund, which mutual funds that are also specified? If you invest in ULIP or ILIS, how to remember ULIP and ILIS? Unit Link Insurance Plan, Pension Scheme, or Equity Linked Savings Certificate. If this mutual funds, if you invest, then only you will get 80C deduction under chapter 6A. What is if you invest in the mutual funds of unit link insurance plan, mutual funds of pension scheme, mutual funds of equity link savings certificate, then you will get deduction under chapter 6A under section 80C. I hope this much is clear. Please write it down. We are completed with 80C. The major section is cleaned up. So I just want to ask you all, should I go in this specified format or the tougher one should I complete it first? I hope you want now such big tough section is over, so you need a small relief. So we'll go with the small sections.